I will talk about it in a sec. It's pretty random stuff, not scripted. Nothing is scripted except ChatGPT. Mute all the browser types, all the browser tabs. Can we jump into it in a sec? That was a false detection, was it? Cover this one quickly, just in case. I'm still testing this. It's generating music out of hand gestures. We have the code for it that we were actually trying to improve. We'll be doing more work on this in later streams, so please do. We just might do a YouTube short out of. I'm trying to do some familiar song. So there's a volume up and down, notes going. That was a false detection of a different hand. Volume up and down. And the distance between the thumb and the index finger determine the length of the tone. So this will be. And the other hand is mapped to a different range of notes, which is more annoying, so not nice. Currently, just mute this one for now. I'm just using it for my camera as well, so there's no sound. So hello. Start in a sec. I'm actually doing something else at the moment, but let know in the comments if you have any questions that will divert me into using whatever it is you are asking about. So please don't forget to put your questions and comments. That's what makes us going and improving. So currently though, we're still doing the fuzzy logic. Yeah, it might be a long-term thing. It's essentially scrolling through this EEG. It's synthetic EEG. And we'll be using fuzzy logic to try and detect this EMG embedded in it. Now why it does this funny thing of scaling the waveform up and down. Would expect it just to be the same amplitude throughout. Let's actually start with that quickly. So put it in our window. We have essentially 4 windows. We have a code. The code is split into 2 windows. It's a Visual Studio Code, but it has the GitHub Copilot chat open because that's what we use, and it obviously has the code. We're mainly doing HTML, JavaScript, Python, and CSS for styling. The membership functions. Right, so we actually have the HTML, which shows the front panel. There's some description at the bottom, but we'll have to correct that after making the more recent changes. Yeah, don't know what's up with this. So we have this color scheme that we're using for the project. These colors here, they're from some a festival in South America. But the way the structure of this stream is, we'll do introduction. Okay, let's do introduction. We are working on this website called bionichaos.com. That's the front page. There's an about section. We can read all sorts of questions. We're available on all sorts of social media platforms. Have my personal website and a consulting website that doesn't do much at the moment. The main page contains these tools. Yes, they are ads. So this video brought to you by a university, which is not too chubby, not too bad. But those ads targeting me, hopefully getting relevant ads for you as well, because we need to cover electricity cost. This is all running on a local, on my own server. It's the same machine from which I'm streaming at the moment. So if you want to support this project, we are also on Patreon. When I say we, it's me, ChatGPT, and GitHub Copilot at the moment. If you want to collaborate, do let me know. So currently, originally these tools were made in LabVIEW, and some of them do not work anymore because we went open source. Free as in freedom, not as in no cost. A freedom project. These 4 tools currently do not work because they were originally, as I said, LabVIEW, and now we have to redo them in Python or JavaScript. Preferably JavaScript, so you pay for the electricity. So all that left from these last 4 tools is the YouTube video that showed how it meant to work. But currently we are redoing it quite a bit. Might be combining those two, having an option to compare between fuzzy logic and neural network in terms of performance. So let's jump into it. Clear. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it even works. So we have a couple. So looking at the code above, would like some suggestions. Maybe do not generate the code yourself. but generate prompts that I can use with GitHub Copilot, because it will have the more updated version of the script. Now, looking at the code above that I shared, can you check a few things? First of all, when I scroll through the data, it's scaling the signal, zooming out, and when I stop scrolling, it adjusting the amplitude. This is pretty annoying. How can we fix that? Yep. Let's see, just warming up with something simple. It's not gonna time me out, is it?
Certainly. Here are some prompts you could use with GitHub Copilot to get suggestions for modifying your JavaScript code. These prompts are designed to address the issue you're having with the scaling and amplitude adjustment when scrolling through your EEG data visualization. Prompt to prevent scaling during scrollless copy code. GitHub Copilot, I need to fix a scrolling issue in my EEG data visualization. When I scroll through the EEG data, the signal is scaling or zooming out, which should not happen. The signal should remain at a consistent scale. Can you provide a JavaScript function to handle the scroll event so that
Don't need another
the scale
function.
of the signal does not change? Prompt to maintain amplitude during scrolling. Prompt for dealing with dynamic canvas resizing. Prompt for scroll event optimization to avoid jitter.
Okay, just stop reading out loud. Okay, should do it.
Each of these prompts targets a specific aspect of the problem and asks for a solution that you can implement in your JavaScript code. When working with GitHub Copilot, make sure to provide as much context as necessary for the best results, and adjust the prompt based on the suggestions you get and the specific behavior you wish to achieve.
Right, so we have a bunch of them. I don't know why. We don't want additional functions, no.
I'm encountering an issue with amplitude adjustment in my EEG chart. Currently, when I stop scrolling through the EEG data, the chart adjusts the amplitude automatically, which is not desirable. I need the amplitude to remain constant and not readjust after scrolling. Could you help me adjust my JavaScript chart update function to maintain a fixed amplitude range regardless of the scroll position?
Okay, that one sounds legit. Let's try it out. Amplitude adjustments happening because of these lines. Max data point is constant. The scales. So where's max data point is being calculated? the multiple. You fetch the entire EEG data. So where would that be? Here. Declaring another Y, but okay. Well, this the same. Is it the same? Don't need this scale, does it? Fetch that constant fetch data if array. Okay, we just need to so we don't need this anymore, do we? Can this doing it on a different variable? It's updating display G. But still does at Control F5. Yeah, it's only happening during scrolling. Okay, we'll leave it for now. The other main thing is we want to display those membership functions. membership functions. Actually, we would like to do as much as possible within the JavaScript, so I don't even know why we need so much of a Python code. Okay, moving on. The membership functions are currently not being displayed properly. They're just displaying one value, and the current amplitude, current frequency, and current artifact risk are set to be not available. We need to fix that. Now another question is, can we do most of the processing within JavaScript and use backend as little as possible? Yep.
To address the issues with the membership functions not displaying properly in the current values showing as N/A, here are some steps you can consider and prompts for GitHub Copilot. Correct membership function display. If only one value is being displayed, it's possible that the data isn't being parsed or parsed the chart correctly. Ensure the data structure matches what the charting library expects. Prompt for GitHub Copilot. Arduino copy code, GitHub Copilot. My chart for displaying membership functions is only showing one value instead of the full range. I suspect the issue might be with parsing the data received from the server. Can you suggest a way to iterate over the received data array and correctly populate the chart dataset for membership functions? Update current values. For the current amplitude, current frequency, and current artifact risk, ensure that you're updating these values each time new data is fetched or the view is updated. They should be tied to the data refresh logic. Prompt for GitHub Copilot. SQL copy code, GitHub Copilot. I need to update the current amplitude, current frequency, and current artifact risk text on my web page every time new EEG data is fetched or analyzed. The values are currently showing as in A. Can you provide a JavaScript function that updates these values in real time? Processing in JavaScript. Moving processing to the front end is feasible for lightweight tasks, but keep in mind that heavy computations might be better suited for back-end processing, especially if they involve complex operations or large datasets. Prompt for GitHub Copilot. Less copy code, GitHub Copilot. I want to shift most of the data processing to the client-side JavaScript to reduce back-end load. The processing involves normalizing EEG data, calculating average amplitude and frequency, and applying fuzzy logic for artifact risk. How can I implement this in JavaScript while ensuring performance is not compromised? Optimize data transmission. To reduce back-end involvement, you could send raw or minimally processed data to the front end and handle the rest with JavaScript. Prompt for GitHub Copilot. Less copy code, GitHub Copilot. I need to minimize the backend's role in my EEG data application. The backend should only send raw EEG data to the front end. Could you guide me on how to set up the front end to handle normalization, frequency extraction, and fuzzy logic analysis? Remember that while you can do more on the client side, not all operations should be moved there. Consider the complexity of the operations, the capabilities of the client's hardware, and the potential variability in performance across different devices. For operations like FFT or fuzzy logic analysis, which can be computationally intensive, it's often better to handle these server-side unless you're certain the client-side resources are sufficient and you're not dealing with sensitive data.
Assume those what's this fuzzy control from? Fuzzy control what? That doesn't sound like it's gonna work. How about this one or that one? I think actually I have to use the second one. From memory, I did something similar before. Yeah, let's just save that file. Still haven't fixed GitHub. Copilots. GitHub. No, the GitHub, the Git. So it's still fetching from the back end, which is not ideal. This file always be the same. Just check something. Yeah, require is not fine. Cannot use a board statement. Instead, it's not defined. Right, so we have a fuzzy control just making this up, or it actually exists. link. What? Is there fuzzy controller JS? I think this is referring, so the fuzzy control here referring to my Python. I'm really confused. Get rid of it for now. Yeah, there's the too much stuff happening on the backend, I think. Minimize backend, I want to shift most of the data processing to the client side. Okay. So when I add this in, client side, do I have to select the whole JavaScript, or it's just selecting automatically 1 to 17? It's selecting code around this segment. Normalize that, keeps normalizing data. Yeah, I didn't get that bit. So we're moving the membership functions to JavaScript, which is good. Just made this up. It's suggesting it again though. Wait, this is this bytecode. What on earth? I'm super confused right now. So we're asking to shift most of the data processing to the client side to reduce backend load. To implement shifts normalization, you can normalize data, basic JavaScript operations. Okay, so we have normalized data. Already doing something similar. Display, analyzing display. Yeah, this is only mainly displaying stuff. So now we're doing some processing as well. fetch. It's returning. Yeah, there's a lot of debugging. So fetching that and normalizing that calculating average amplitude. Okay. Yeah, so these things don't actually work. Yeah, this stuff does need to go into the HTML, is it? Yeah, let's import it quickly, but it won't work. So using this function in the process, please note that the approach will increase the load on the client's device. That's okay. The other thing is it doesn't actually work. And turn it into a module. Yeah, don't have those. I need a module bundler. Okay, that would not work at the moment as it is. Turning main.js into a module. It is in a static folder. Yeah, nah. This will not work. So every function that requires an import have to be commented out. Right, so we are working again. I like to keep things intact instead of breaking them. Yes, we need to update the current values. Yeah, we don't need a new JavaScript function. Don't need to refer to GitHub Copilot as GitHub Copilot. Need to update the current amplitude, current frequency, and the brain artifact risk text on my webpage every time new EEG data is fetched. The values are currently showing. Let's try that quickly. Assuming you have HTML elements with IDs. I need to check those IDs. Right, it's correct. I don't have those. Yes, we do need this function. Call this function current after current values. Can place it here for a sec. Comment that out quickly. Okay, now the values are updating. Okay. Can remove that. That's working pretty well so far, so good. We have another prompt. my chart for displaying membership function is only showing one value instead of the full range. Sounds legit. I suspect the issue might be with the parsing of the data received from the server. That looks like a perfect prompt. I couldn't have written anything better myself. Open it there. This issue might be with how we are mapping the data onto the chart. The plot membership function. You're mapping data to labels. It seems like you're treating data as an array. Yeah. No. It is an array. Hey, can we check? Plot membership functions. It's not the actual function. Here's the function. Const labels. Check. Yeah, we would like to console log the data. Do we already have it? We already have the data. But let's do it again. Membership data. What? Crazy, it's all this nested stuff. Why? Yeah, I was just doing the plot membership function. I'm not too sure what I'm meant to be selecting when prompting Copilot. Based on structure of your data, we have an object with 3 properties: amplitude, artifact risk, and frequency, each of which is an array of objects. Each of these objects has a name property and points property, where points is an array of arrays. Don't like array of arrays, but okay. To map this data tables to membership, you would need to iterate over the array objects and then over the points. So in plot data, canvas, ctx, have that destroy. Let's comment that out for a sec. It doesn't work anyway. Destroy is the same. Then just take the whole this is const plot data. Eight to do 8. No, actually the problem is elsewhere now. Let's do that prompt for the whole code, because it seems like when we changed this function we had to change something else as well. Their message suggests that the dataset points is undefined. Okay, replacing. Let's comment that out quickly. Place that. Looks to be the same anyway. Can get rid of it. Console. Okay, I might have to continue this next time. See you later. Bye.